Alright, Shalom. Today's lesson will be based on the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast. Okay? And we're going to see on the news and also on a video from Sweden what this whole thing is all about. And I also have a previous videos from a few months ago that I fully explain Revelation 13 verse 16 to 18 and Revelation 14 from 9 to 10. Leçon jodi a la basé sur MOTB, okay? And Révélation 13 verset 16 à 18. Ensemble avec Révélation 14 verset 9 à 10 ou 11, on va être comme ça. Ok. Vidéo ça vous pouvez le voir, li basé sur leçon ça. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, HaKodash. Double honor to the elders and apostle Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to the elect. Alright, let's go ahead and watch the videos and the news.
I want to move on to the microchip, which senses COVID-19 in your body before symptoms and filters the virus from the blood before. It's being developed by the Pentagon. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so, all the conspiracy theorists out there, right, who went around saying, hey, they're creating this microchip and it's going to be inserted into your body, it's going to come with the vaccine. And all these folks in the media were like, oh, you people are crazy, there's no microchip. Then the Pentagon comes out and says, hey, actually, we have a microchip. So here's what's fascinating about this. I'm releasing a podcast about this today that's pretty lengthy in detail, but what's important is that the government agency, DARPA, right, that does these Defense Advanced Research Projects, is the one that actually developed this particular microchip. That they say, oh, it won't track you, and all it's going to do is tell you if you have COVID symptoms. Well, guess what? My body can also tell me if I have COVID symptoms. So why would I need a microchip inserted under my skin in order to tell me whether or not I feel the symptoms of COVID? It's bizarre in that respect. But it's also important to note that DARPA, that same organization, is the same one that was funding gain-of-function research at the Wuhan Virology Lab for the last 10 years, especially since 2014. So the fact that they now want to come out and say, we're going to create a microchip that you can put under your skin, it will tell you whether or not you have COVID. Scotty, do you really trust that that's what this is for? And the fact that this has even been created in the first place, there doesn't seem to be a point to it to tell you that you have COVID.
I think that's what scares me the most about this. It's like you were working on a chip to go into people's skin. By the way, it's coming from the Pentagon. It's not coming from a private medical firm. And I think that's where my concern really is this one. So here's my question. Look into your future crystal ball, as I've so often asked you, Ben. If this shows to actually be accurate and can predict it, do you think we could see a push that everybody, just like what we see with the mask, the vaccine, a push that you actually have to be microchipped with something from the Pentagon? Could that actually happen in society today?
If you had asked me that question a year ago, I'd say it's nonsense. I'd say today it's very possible. I mean, that's where we're headed with the talk of vaccine passports. And remember that with a microchip, they say, well, it only does this one limited thing right now, but it's a microchip, which means it could be used for many other things, including tracking whether or not you've had your vaccine, or whether or not you're able to travel into other countries because you have the microchip. The application for a microchip is vast once it's already been created. So the idea that it's only there for determining whether or not you have it, I think is untrue. And yes, I think it's very likely there'll be a huge pressure to say the Pentagon is going to start microchipping people, and if you want to travel and you want to be able to go in and out of the country, you have to have this. And anybody who's listening who says, oh, that sounds like a conspiracy, a year ago you would have said it was a conspiracy to say that we're going to use the blockchain to create a passport so that you can travel from country to country, and that's happening right now as we speak.
And I have to wonder what's going to happen if private industry gets a hold of this technology as well. Ben, lots of questions that have to be answered by this. Thank you so much for joining us.
Att man har biljett på chip. Jag älskar alla företag som numera gör saker och ting med chippet. Chip i handen är en väldigt ny teknik som kommer mer och mer, och vi vill tillsammans med våra kunder testa sån här ny teknik och se vad vi kan göra med den. Resenären lägger helt enkelt in sitt SJ-Prio-kort i sitt chip. Och när man sen är ombord på tåget och ombordpersonalen läser av chippet så kommer biljetten upp. Så det är väldigt enkelt för resenären. Det kommer som ett önskemål från våra affärsresenärer som vill ha sin biljett på chip i handen. Och med lite lätt utveckling så kunde vi fixa det, så det känns jätteroligt.
Jag tror att det kan vara en del av en ganska spännande utveckling där vi ser ett samhälle som slipper nycklar, kort, papper i allt större utsträckning.
Man har allting i sin hand.
Det är ett smartare samhälle och förhoppningsvis mer hållbart samhälle också.
It can be chipped to gain entry to the building and various services. I've just been chipped myself. It's not a painless process, but it doesn't last too long, not too difficult. Minor surgical procedure, which basically involves a little chip the size of, I suppose, of a grain of rice being inserted under your skin, and you can then go off and have it programmed and then do various things inside the building. Let's go and have a look. Here's Hannah Shopper, who's in charge of this whole chipping operation. Now, you've been chipped yourself. Where's your chip?
Yeah, I have a chip right here, which I use to access the entire office.
So let's see if we can get into this particular.
This is how I do it.
Okay.
No need for passcodes.
And so, what else can you use this for? Is it just for getting entry to doors? Because that would seem a fairly simple thing.
Absolutely not. I mean, with this technology, I interact with all kinds of devices all around us. It can be normally my smartphone. I unlock my smartphone, my computer, I unlock my bike, all kinds of things that are now part of the greater connected Internet of Things.
But inside this building, you'll be able to do what else? What other things will you be able to do?
Oh, I open the front door, I open various office rooms, I open the copy machine so that I can log into it.
So you can print just by putting your hand against the print.
Exactly. So it's instead of having some fancy device in my pocket, I just put my hand on the reader. If we help show people that this is really not that complicated, it's making our lives easier, I think people will actually welcome this tool to make their lives easier.
And is there a sort of wider philosophy behind it?
We are early adopters of this technology, we experiment with it, we learn it, how it works, because I think that there might be a day when taxman or big corporates will come to us and say, hey, try this chip, try this implant. And then we, the biohackers, who understand this technology, we will be able to question their proposals.
And there it is. Revelation 13, verse 16 to 18. And also when you go to Revelation 14, verse 9 to 10 or 11. Et ou même qu'à regarder vidéo ça, c'est de ça, Révélation 13 là, verset 16 à 18 là, à Révélation 14 là, commencer dans le verset 9 là jusqu'à 11. C'est de ça que il parlait. Ok, c'est comme ça que je avec vidéo ça. Et n'a dit, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Hakodash. Double honor to the elders and apostle Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to the elect. Shalom.